Hello, everyone. My name is Oscar Loza. I'm a student at Liberty University, and today I would like to discuss the impact of alignment on academic growth. One of the big things that I've noticed with large school districts is that many large school districts that are in an urban setting have many differentiating goals, have students that have high mobility rates, and one aspect that might be able to help students that have high mobility rates and large school districts is alignment. One of the biggest aspects of alignment will be focusing on a district curriculum that has vertical and horizontal alignment, so students may be able to have a form of consistency, stability, and students may be able to actually grow with the curriculum at hand from the State Department and national levels of testing. What my proposed question is, a curriculum emphasizing on horizontal and vertical alignment at the district level can help improve student achievement and growth. And this is something that I'm very passionate about, being an educated in a very large school district and actually being a graduate of a large school district as well. That actually lacks vertical and horizontal alignments. And this might be a helping cause that can actually help students grow and develop at faster levels. What I've noticed is that horizontal alignment is the process of two or more teachers working together and collaborating on issues to unpack standards. And with horizontal alignment, we can actually try and make this at a larger level. I would love to try and see horizontal alignment at the district level, so we were able to communicate with educators in different parts of the city and the district. So it would indicate that South Oklahoma City educators would actually be able to speak with East Oklahoma City educators and actually make sure that the curriculum at hand is working very well. So if a student transitions from one school in South Oklahoma City to a school district that's actually in the east part of Oklahoma City, then that individual student will still have the same stability, will actually be learning the same structure, and will understand the same skills to be able to transition to the next grade level. Working with vertical alignment is the same task at hand. If we're able to collaborate with educators at all grade levels, so our 12th grade level educators will actually be able to help our 9th grade level educators if they're in the same building. They will know exactly what skills are best to be able to better understand and better help our student demographics and student population grow with the skills necessary to pass the state level exams. The issue that I have at hand is what happens when we have improper levels of alignment, which is continuously called misalignment. If we have misalignment, then it's almost like a ladder that's broken. We do not have the proper skill levels of students that may be able to transition from one school to another. And with so many students that transition from the elementary schools to the middle schools, many students learn differently. Many students learn different proper skills. And one example is through the arts programs. We notice that there are many students in the art programs in the elementary level, but when they go to the middle school level, many students start dropping from those programs, such as the guitar, such as piano, flute, and many other instruments. We're noticing that as a large drop rate. The same noticeable things can happen inside of athletics. With high numbers at the elementary levels, we're not seeing the same levels in the middle schools, which would mean that there is a form of misalignment. Students that are not properly trained start dropping from these programs, and in turn start actually dropping from high school because their attendance is low. They no longer have a full incentive of going to secondary high school because those aspects that they were doing in middle school and elementary are no longer there because they don't feel like they are at the same level with their peers. And if we're noticing this in the arts, then we are definitely noticing this in core curriculum classes such as ELA, mathematics, social studies, and science courses as well. So misalignment is a large issue in Oklahoma City, and I imagine that it is a large issue in other large school districts throughout our great country. With this issue, my plan is to create a district curriculum. A district curriculum for my entire doctorate dissertation, as well as my level of my EDS, is making a district curriculum that I can present to the Board of Education to try and actually focus on skill-based learning, to focus on different academic levels in which my students are centered through their culture, through their skill-based level, and ensuring that they have the adequate skills necessary to be successful. It has been determined by various scholars such as Howard et al. That students that see themselves in the curriculum are more likely to engage in the curriculum. Oklahoma City Public Schools is the largest traditional school district in the state, and we have many students from different parts of the world and different parts of the country inside of Oklahoma City, which would indicate that we have a high percentage of Hispanic students that not only come from countries of Mexico, but also Honduras, Guatemala. We are now seeing a transition of many students coming from the Middle East, such as Pakistan, Afghanistan, and many other nations. So if our curriculum has diversification inside of it with multiculturalism, we might be able to actually help our students see themselves in the curriculum and help them grow and develop to the leaders they naturally can be inside of our schools. And focusing on our school development will also help with the academic levels of growth and rigor in the district level. By creating a district curriculum, we're able to actually have a better level of data collection through our common formative and summative assessments that we take as educators. Collecting the data will be something that is focused on at the district level. Every teacher is expected to make their own curriculum, their own common formative assessments in their classrooms, but there will also be a district common formative assessment and a district summative assessment that will be taken every 2 weeks or every month. This will actually be evaluated at higher levels, such as different aspects, which could be students actually taking the test, which our goal would be 95% of students taking the test in our student population. We will be assessing how difficult the tests are with the academic levels of rigor. And we will also be testing what schools are not doing well with data collection, which would make this a quantitative design. As a district using quantitative design, we can actually focus on helping the schools that need the most district leadership in every school. If we notice a school in North Oklahoma City is performing very well, and a school in South Oklahoma City is not performing well with the data, then it would be in the best interest and the expectation would be that our district leadership would come to the schools that need the most help. This would indicate that our teachers and our students are receiving the best possible care and best possible level of guidance through testing. This will no longer be the situation that we are only focusing on state exams. If we wait for the state exams, then we cannot see in real time what schools truly need help. If we take multiple tests as common formative assessments during the school year, then more students will be able to grow and develop in live time and actually be ready for those state tests later on. This should be of a level of growth that has not been seen in Oklahoma City Public Schools or the state for this matter. We are focused on the high mobility rates that our district does have. Large school districts have one of the highest levels of mobility rates in the country, and many challenges do occur from this, such as some families being on government assistance. And we have had students in many parts of Oklahoma City Public Schools that have transitioned to 4, 5, and at times I have even seen 6 and 7 schools where students do not have a form of stability in their curriculum. I've personally seen some students going into their 9th grade year and being at 2 different schools, where the 9th grade educator at one school was on unit 3, but then the other school they transitioned to is still on unit 2. This is not a level of district curriculum that can be helpful for a child that has already seen the material, or even worse, if that same child would have been in unit 2 and the school that they're at is now in unit 3, now that child is behind. If there is a level of district curriculum that is best for the child, then it could actually help more children along the line and growing Oklahoma City Public Schools to being a catalyst in education. I'm trying to achieve this because of the high achievement gap that I keep seeing in Oklahoma City Public Schools and our state for this matter. We've seen many large achievement gaps where the difference of students at the high rates and students at the low rates is at a large gap, and it just keeps growing higher and higher in years that I've been an educator and a leader inside of our schools. One big thing that the district curriculum could help with is lowering the achievement gap and helping more students along the way. We can see that the achievement gap has gotten much larger and more significant because of the struggles of the pandemic with COVID-19 and many schools transitioning from the traditional model to a hybrid model, as well as a only online model. And many students are lacking with skills, are lacking with behavioral issues. And many students now are trying to actually just get back to the proper grade level that they are. So we have students that are in the 9th grade with a 4th grade reading level. So we're trying to close the achievement gap more and more. So by the 10th grade, they become a 7th grade reading level. By the 11th grade, they're in high school reading level. And then hopefully by the time they graduate, we can lower the achievement gap that they graduate with a 12th grade reading level. It is not going to be easy, but by creating and constructing a district curriculum that can focus on student achievement and student growth, then we're able to lower the achievement gap and increase student achievement. We can definitely focus on how we can help students in the classrooms by building proper relationships. The district curriculum is only a guidance and it's only a map to help teachers build the proper necessary relationships that are needed to construct. If teachers do not build proper relationships with their students, then the students will not grow. The teacher is the most fundamentally important aspect of every classroom. A positive relationship can have its challenges and requires commitment from both the teacher and student. And if the commitment is there from every educator, then our student development and our student growth will be transformative. More students will want to come to classrooms because they have a great relationship with their educators. And if they have a great relationship with their educators, then more and more students will actually start growing inside of their common formative assessments, inside of their summative assessments, which will lead to a higher growth in the report cards and especially in the student testing, which can help more students be better off and have a better opportunity when they graduate from Oklahoma City Public Schools or any school for this matter. The only problem that we can see with district curriculum is multiple regression. Multiple regression is by having different levels of students testing. With student testing, we have many students who are high flyers who do very well on almost every single exams. And we also have a bell-shaped curve, which has many students that don't do very well on state exams or common formative assessments. If there is a focus on skill-based learning and there is a focus on trying to help the district as a whole, then more students will try and go toward the average. The negative aspect of going for the average of the student development growth will be that the students who do very well will actually start regressing toward the average. A way to slow this process down and actually help our students is by creating different platforms and different programs, such as advanced placement programs known as the AP classes. We will also need to have enhancement courses to help students who are on the opposite side of the bell-shaped curve to make sure that they are successful and are going toward the average of where the students need to be. If we have a high level of students that are skill-based learning, that are the proper grade levels and are needing to hit their hitting their quintiles, which would be the actual data itself, then more students will be growing with the content and not being left behind. The main aspect for this theory that I've proposed for the school district is a cognitive theory. Cognitive theory, as identified and defined by Shunk, is a theory that views learning as acquisition of knowledge and cognitive structures due to information processing. The cognitive theory is complex for many students, but the crux of cognitive theory is knowledge acquisition. The more that our students are learning, the more that our students are progressing, and the more that our students are trying to get ready for the next grade level by learning the skills necessary, then we are helping more and more children being successful and productive members of our community and helping more and more children be a member of God's flock. There are gaps of literature involved with this process. There have been levels of district curriculum that have worked, but those primarily been in suburban ideological school districts and also rural communities that only have a focus on vertical alignment. The school focus on this level of literature will be focused on horizontal alignment that we can transition for the entire school district, which will go hand in hand with vertical alignments as well. Focusing on skill-based learning is also something that is new in many levels of literature. There have been forms of standards-based learning, but if we focus on skill-based learning, then we'll have more students being ready to be successful members of society after their graduation. The biblical worldview that I have focused on is that we need everyone. We need to collaborate. We need more and more people in our school district that want to help each other. We need to collaborate like we've never collaborated before. Education is not a structure that is one individual trying to make a difference. If I personally am the only individual that tries to make a difference with district curriculum, then this level will fail. The Bible has given us every aspect to help our children grow and develop. God's word has created and manifested different levels of structure within us. The teachings of Jesus Christ and the gospel has helped many people repent and change their ways and has actually given us new light. But ultimately, it takes every member of our community to work together. Two are better than one. If we just keep working together for a common goal and making sure that our PLC process is working and functioning correctly, then more and more students will be able to reach higher goals. We will be a success in Oklahoma and the entire country if district curriculum works properly for the state. These are the references that I've personally used in my presentation today. I have more individualized references as well in my paper. I thank you for my time, and I hope that we can make this a large success in Oklahoma City, in the state of Oklahoma, and the country as a whole. Thank you so very much. It was a pleasure.